नमस्कार नमस्कार नमस्कार, मेरा नाम है राजीव कुमार बजाज यानी RKB और मैं हूं इस वक्त कहाँ, नेशन नाउ पर एडवोकेट प्रदीप नाम्बियार जी के साथ। प्रदीप जी नमस्कार।
नमस्कार सर, नमस्कार।
आप सबको हमारी तरफ से जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र, जय भवानी, जय शिवाजी, वंदे मातरम।
वंदे मातरम।
सभी को तुलसी विवाह की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। आज तुलसी विवाह है, very sacred and holy day in the Hindu calendar, and those of you who believe, those of you who worship, all the very best to you. मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि आपका जो व्रत है, आपकी जो कामना है, आपकी जो मनोकामना है, जो भी आपने दुआ मांगी ऊपर से, ऊपर वाले से, वो सब पूर्ण हो और सबका अच्छा हो। जैसे प्रदीप जी, तुलसी has this great amazing power to cure so many ills, and by the way it's the best anti-mosquito repellent.
Exactly, sir. Spiritual and medicinal.
Yes.
Universal application and universal remedy solutions for many things which we talk about, spirituality as well as medicinal value.
Holy,
right from the tea to
holy basil.
Bilkul, sir.
Which is absolutely amazing. And by the way, lovely to see Mr. Narendra Modi in Mathura yesterday at the Krishna Janmashthan. And as he said, बहुत ही जल्द अब यहाँ पर भी जैसे काशी विश्वनाथ का सुधार हुआ, जैसे राम मंदिर बनना शुरू हुआ, वैसे ही कृष्ण जन्मस्थान में बहुत ही जल्द भव्य कृष्ण मंदिर बहुत ही जल्द बनेगा।
ब्रिज, नाइस वर्ड दैट यू, आई लव्ड इट। ब्रिज, जो उन्होंने कहा कि मथुरा ब्रिज, द लैंग्वेज इटसेल्फ इज ब्रिज, सर, ब्रिज भाषा
जी। और पूरा एरिया ब्रिज का एरिया ना पूरा।
ओके।
वो अभी तक उसका सुधार हुआ नहीं है, लेट्स बी वेरी क्लियर। आई एग्री, वृंदावन वगैरह में 5-star होटल्स बन गए हैं, बहुत कुछ बन गया है वगैरह, देयर आर सो मेनी आश्रम्स एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट। ISKCON has done a lot of work over there, but overall planned integrated development has not taken place. So as we have discussed this so many times over here, न जाने कितनी मर्तबा हम लोगों ने यहाँ पर डिस्कस किया है कि किस तरीके से पूरे उत्तर प्रदेश में तकरीबन कोई 10,000 के करीब ऐसी जगह है, तीर्थ स्थान ऐसे हैं, अगर उन्हीं को बहुत अच्छे तरीके से उनका विकास हो जाए तो मुझे लगता है it will probably be one of the biggest religious tourism destinations in the world.
Exactly, sir. And Mathura, I mean, all these places have such a lot of significance.
Yes.
It is only, now he's talking about 365 holy sites that have been revived across Uttar Pradesh. Now that includes Ram Janmabhoomi, and Ram Janmabhoomi and Krishna Janmabhoomi, if they revive the Krishna Janmabhoomi, we are talking about something, a tourist spot, tourist attraction from all over the world, and it could be one of the most visited sites.
You'll have millions and millions of people coming in from all over the world,
because
they still do.
Ram to hai sir, but Krishna has a huge following, huge across the world. The entire ISKCON movement has taken it to a different level.
That's right. आप देखिए, अरे भाई पूरे ईस्टर्न यूरोप में, रशिया में, यूक्रेन में, पोलैंड में, हंगरी में, wherever you go, you see these ISKCON Krishnas, doing that Krishna dhun.
बिल्कुल.
Shri Krishna Jai Jai, Shri Ram Jai Jai. It's really fantastic, and one feels so good looking at it. And in fact, it's spread all over the Middle East also.
Everywhere.
In some countries in the Middle
Africa.
East. In Africa.
In Africa, you got so many people from Africa who are following this particular movements.
Yes.
And they sing the Krishna bhajan so beautifully.
As also South America, by the way.
Exactly, sir.
And if Mr. Modi is taking interest, you can be sure he's got something planned.
Definitely.
मोदी जी सिर्फ ऐसी बात नहीं करते हैं, जब भी मोदी जी कहीं पर भी जिस भी धार्मिक स्थल पर गए हैं और उन्होंने कोई बात कही है तो उसके पीछे कोई ना कोई अर्थ है, याद रख लीजिए।
And he talks about पांच प्राण संकल्प, that talks about developing India. He talks about having proud in our heritage, feeling proud about our heritage, taking people to talking about unity of the country. I mean, he's got a focus very planned. Goal सामने है, लक्ष्य उन्होंने already रखा है, मार्ग भी तय कर रहे हैं, and the ideas are being implemented.
And the first thing that I really feel really and truly proud of is the fact that he's not squeamish about saying, hey, listen, I'm a worshipping Hindu, man. I am a practicing Hindu. I am a Sanatani. I love Lord Krishna, I love Shiva, I love Sri Ram. That's it. End of story. अभी तक क्या होता था, हिंदू धर्म के बारे में बात करने के पहले people used to be somewhat apologetic.
डरते थे।
अरे क्यों भाई, मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ कि देखिए साहब, विश्व हिंदू परिषद ने बहुत पहले भी ये कहा था, भैया हमें ये सिर्फ 3 दे दीजिए, 3 जगह, कृष्ण जन्मस्थान, काशी विश्वनाथ और राम मंदिर जो बाबरी मस्जिद थी अयोध्या में, बस उसके अलावा हमें कुछ नहीं चाहिए। आपने उसके ऊपर रेजिस्टेंस करी, आप रेजिस्टेंस करी, अब तो उनका कहा भैया जो 3 लाख आपने मंदिर तोड़े हैं हम वो तो सारे लेके रहेंगे, थैंक यू वेरी मच। दे हैड अ चॉइस, दे कुड हैव इजीली एग्रीड टू गिव ऑल दीज 3 साइट्स वॉलंटरली। आप ये लीजिए साहब, बाइज्जत सम्मान के साथ, भारत की संस्कृति का सम्मान करते हुए हम ये सब हिंदुओं को हम हैंड ओवर कर रहे हैं। I mean, come on.
It's a lost opportunity. In fact, that was the greatest. It could have been the biggest bridge the Hindu and Muslim communities. That all this is the way you take. That's your birthplace of your God. We are giving it voluntarily. All these
अरे
things would have-
कृष्ण का जन्म स्थान, आप मुझे बताइए वहां पर ईदगाह होगा क्या यार? अरे सोचने वाली बात है, कुछ तो मतलब अकल के दुश्मनों कुछ तो सोचो। In any event, I think we have our old friend Mr. Abhishek Mishra, whom we have seen very prominently featured in the Goa Film Festival. We saw him with all sorts of very prominent directors and stars and everybody else. Right now
He's everywhere, sir. He's everywhere. You know, whenever you see.
He's here, he's there, he's everywhere.
Yes.
He's all over the place. He's a Scarlet Pimpernel. Mr. Abhishek Mishra from the BJP. Namaskar, sir.
नमस्कार नमस्कार
नमस्कार सर, नमस्कार। आपको तुलसी विवाह की बहुत शुभकामनाएं। आज तुलसी विवाह है, वंडरफुल। और कल अभी जो हम बात कर रहे थे प्रदीप जी और मैं, नरेंद्र मोदी जी को कृष्ण जन्म स्थान पर देख करके हृदय जो है वो बहुत गदगद हो गया, मजा आ गया देख करके। और जो उन्होंने बोला है कि बहुत ही जल्द ब्रिज का जो असल में रूप होना चाहिए वो बहुत ही जल्द आपको देखने को मिलेगा। तो मोदी जी कभी भी कोई घोषणा नहीं करते हैं बिना सोचे समझे। तो दैट मीन्स दैट एंटायर एरिया वेयर ब्रिज भाषा इज स्पोकन, आई थिंक विल सी अ लॉट ऑफ डेवलपमेंट। अभिषेक मिश्रा जी,
देखिए, माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी की जो आस्था है भारत के अध्यात्म के प्रति, हिंदू संस्कृति के प्रति, वो विश्व जानता है और विश्व उसका सम्मान करता है
जी।
और उसके कारण भारत एज ए राष्ट्र और हिंदुत्व एज संस्कृति जो हमारा सनातन धर्म है उसको भी विश्व ने स्वीकार किया। देखिए, अबू धाबी में एक हिंदू मंदिर बन रहा है। 10 वर्ष पहले, 5 वर्ष पहले ये कल्पना से परे था कि अबू धाबी में हिंदू मंदिर, लेकिन बन रहा है। यूएई की राजधानी में हिंदू मंदिर बन रहा है, स्वामीनारायण संप्रदाय के लोग बना रहे हैं और ये सब जो है ये माननीय उनका इंस्पिरेशन, मोदी जी इंस्पिरेशन। नाउ कमिंग टू मथुरा, तो देखिए ये बात सत्य है कि भगवान श्री कृष्ण, आप सही कह रहे थे शो के शुरुआत में, रूस से लेके ब्राजील तक जी देवता अगर एक कॉमन पर्सन भी अगर जानता है हिंदू डेटी तो वो कृष्ण, लॉर्ड कृष्ण है जी। मैं दिवाली से पहले रूस के एक राजदूत से मिला, प्रमुख व्यक्ति से, और उन्होंने मुझे पूछा कि दिवाली एट्रीब्यूटेड टू हुम। आई सेड लॉर्ड, जो लक्ष्मी है वो विष्णु जी की पत्नी है, attributed to goddess Lakshmi। तो बोला कि and who is Vishnu? I said Vishnu is the supreme god and all other gods are manifestation। तो उसने कहा कि राम and Krishna they are also manifestation of Vishnu, I love Krishna। so उस रूस के व्यक्ति को विष्णु, मैंने कहा वो सभी उनके अवतार है, तो उसने खुद पूछा अच्छा भगवान कृष्ण विष्णु के अवतार। so imagine कि भगवान कृष्ण का कितने डीप परमिटेशन है पूरे वैश्विक स्तर पे। और श्रीला प्रभुपाद ने इस्कॉन के माध्यम से जो ये बताया कि कृष्णा इज द सुप्रीम लॉर्ड, इज द सुप्रीम डेटी, और हमारे हिंदू धर्म में भी है कि कृष्णस्तु भगवान स्वयं, ये जो भगवान का जो फाइनल पर्सोनिफिकेशन है वो श्री कृष्ण है जी। तो जो है समस्त गुण, 64 जितने गुण है, सारे गुण से वो निपुण है। ही द सुप्रीम पर्सनैलिटी, जो श्रीला प्रभुपाद कहते थे सुप्रीम पर्सनैलिटी ऑफ गॉड है। ओके, सो इसलिए भगवान कृष्ण का एक भव्य स्वरूप मथुरा में, और मथुरा की जो पावन भूमि में, और जो भी वहाँ एक इलीगल स्ट्रक्चर बना हुआ है माइनॉरिटी धर्म का जो टेम्पररी है, वो एक अच्छा हिंदू का और भव्य वहाँ बने, उससे वो दैट विल नॉट ओनली कंट्रीब्यूट टू इंडियन स्पिरिचुअलिटी बट इट विल बी द शाइनिंग स्टार ऑफ ग्लोबल स्पिरिचुअलिटी। पूरा वर्ल्ड जो है, विश्व जो है, अप टिल वो नॉर्थ अमेरिका हो, अफ्रीका हो, साउथ अमेरिका हो, चाइना हो और नॉर्थ साउथ ईस्ट एशिया हो, across the earth from Japan, ठीक है, right up to the entire globe. वो ऑस्ट्रेलिया, वो श्री कृष्ण का जो वैभव है, श्री कृष्ण का जो दिव्यता है, भव्यता है, जो उनका एक अलौकिक आनंद है, और जो हरे कृष्ण हरे राम महामंत्र से आपको प्राप्त होता है, तो वो श्री कृष्ण का अनुभूति पूरे विश्व को और अधिक होगा. It will be a turning point of global spirituality.
Fantastic.
Ram Mandir.
And the other thing, Pradeep,
Yes,
one other thing, one very good news
Yes,
indeed.
yes.
I really would like to inform our viewers. I'm sure Abhishek Mishra ji would be knowing about it already, and it's really heartening. The 8 naval officers who had been sentenced to death by the Qatar court, their appeal has been accepted for hearing, and the new date of hearing will be announced very shortly. The entire legal defense, all the expenses are being paid for by the Modi government, and the Modi government has been in touch with the Qatar government and their legal department and has been working very, very closely with them. So great news, Abhishek Mishra ji, that is fantastic news. Would you care to say something about it? I think congratulations to the External Affairs Ministry and the manner in which they have followed up with Qatar, sir.
See, be factual. So this is the first step. The court there has agreed to hear the appeal.
Yes.
It's the first step in the right direction. It is so. Yes, the MEA has succeeded to at least temporarily pause the death sentence. See, as Indians, we should be happy about that. That by accepting the appeal, the earlier order of the death sentence has been temporarily suspended.
Yes.
So now a fresh appeal will be heard. Once again, both sides parties will be heard. So this is a major success in at least halting the death sentence by the MEA and getting once again a hearing in front of the Qatar courts. So this is definitely a major milestone, a major step, and definitely a step in the right direction towards saving the 8 Indian lives, precious lives.
And I hope, as I think Mr. S. Jaishankar said just the other day, we shall bring all our boys back home. I hope it happens.
I really hope it happens. Extremely aggressive external affairs minister that reflects on the leadership of Narendra Modi.
Yes.
That's, we never so dominant in world affairs as we are today, Abhishek Mishra ji. Kabhi humne dekha nahi. We are taking on the US, we are taking on the allies, we are also patchy with Russia, we are talking to Iran. We have no enemies. As Jaishankar put it, the people's what the people require is what we care about. We are not caring about what the US thinks about us or what the Western allies thinks about us. It is only our people that matters to us. It's a fantastic, this kind of aggression never seen before. Abhishek Mishra ji.
See, aggression is not the right word. India is a peace-loving country, and our diplomacy is geared towards fostering good relations. So, aggression, I was not the word to equate with our country, with India. I would say this is self-confidence. The self-confidence of a country which is the third largest economy, which is a vibrant democracy, which is globally a major player, which is a leader of the global south, and whose voice is heard across the world. So it is our self-confidence that is coming across here.
Okay, so the better word to use would be, finally India has become assertive. we are asserting ourselves the way we ought to on the world stage, which is absolutely fantastic. And that's exactly what we are doing. And what Mr. Jaishankar said the other day, I think holds a lot of water. As he said, the entire West and Europe should be very, very happy at the fact that it is India's purchase of Russian oil which has managed to balance the world economy. So they should be thanking us, rightfully speaking. But in any event, you don't expect all these white guys to come along and say thank you to India. They don't do that.
And they're not mincing words. The point is, the External Affairs Ministry is not mincing words to flaunt our relationship with which the allies think is, not a right country or not a country that we should deal with. And openly telling that yes, we are going to do it. We are going to deal with Iran. We are going to do it.
As we said the other day, Abhishek Mishra ji, you were right here on the show. और जैसा आपने भी कहा और यहीं पर जो discussion हुआ कि tomorrow the relations with China normalize, they'll normalize. Chinese are also our friends. We don't regard them as our enemies anyway. There is a problem with regard to the, to the line of actual control to the LAC on the Ladakh border and somewhere in the northeast. But that's a problem which has been ongoing now for the last 70 years. But otherwise, we are cooperating with the Chinese everywhere, and the Chinese are cooperating with us. And we are competing with the Chinese everywhere, which is fine, which is absolutely fine.
And the stand in Canada,
yes,
telling them, yeah, you have to take your diplomats back. We never saw such kind of we never thought that our country would do such things 10 years back or 15 years back. It is impossible to even think.
So would you agree, Abhishek Mishra ji, that as far as Modi's India is concerned, it is forward-looking, it is modern, it's powerful, it's confident, it's assertive, and what would you say is the India that Congress wants to project? Abhishek Mishra ji, the difference.
See, the Congress party, the India it wants to project is an India in which only Gandhi family possesses all wisdom, all power, all glory, all kind of divine attributes. So the Congress version of India is a Gandhi family's rule over India as a very benevolent rulers. As if Indians are nothing. If you remember, during Indira Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru's time, the positioning was that Indians are basically weak and very mostly illiterate, etc. It is the Jawaharlal and Indira Gandhi who are the ones who are the shining lights and the only light in this country. Okay, now that is the Congress version. It's a Gandhi family led version. And the BJP version for India is that India should rightfully regain its glory, its civilizational glory, its glory of its ancient past, literature, knowledge, its military prowess, its historical significance, its civilizational value, its spiritual value. So what BJP wants to do is just put India back at the level of a world teacher as a world leader. Congress wants to put Gandhi family as India's leader. The difference between the two is we want to make Bharat as a world leader. Congress's view is make Gandhi family the leader of India.
No, but here, Abhishek Mishra ji, the other thing also is as far as the Congress is concerned. चलिए ठीक है, हो सकता है कि मैं गलत बोल रहा हूँ, हो सकता है I'm biased. Because सीधी सादी बात है, देखिए साहब, जब मोदी जी बात करते हैं तो बड़ी उम्मीद की बात करते हैं. मोदी जी बात करते हैं तो एक बड़े सुनहरे भविष्य की बात करते हैं. जब हम लोग कांग्रेस के नेताओं को सुनते हैं तो वही बात होती है, गरीबी, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, ये वो it's almost like you're seeing the same speech being repeated now since 1947. I mean, it's like watching a black and white film. It's like watching दो बीघा जमीन, पाथर पांचली, all over again. Each time the Congress speaks. ये कब चेंज हो गया यार? ये मतलब मेरी समझ के बाहर है. अरे भाई कोई होप की बात करो ना, होपफुल बात करो. ये क्या मतलब हुआ? अभिषेक मिश्रा साहब
चेंज नहीं करेगी. कांग्रेस पार्टी का सोशलिस्ट विजन ही है कि पूरा देश गरीब और गांधी परिवार जो है वो देश के महाराज. तो कांग्रेस का जो सोशलिस्ट और फ्यूडलिस्टिक विजन है उसमें गरीबी, भुखमरी, परेशानी ये सब रहेगा, क्योंकि हमेशा ये प्रस्तुत करना है कि भारत की जनता असमर्थ है, भारत की जनता के पास कुछ है नहीं, तो नेतृत्व देगा. ये कांग्रेस का फ्लॉड सोशलिस्ट फ्यूडलिस्टिक वर्जन है. इसलिए कांग्रेस हमेशा खुद ही राज करती रही 1947 से, समस्याएं हल नहीं कर पाई, समस्या उल्टा पैदा कर दिया, और अभी भी वो उन समस्याओं का गाना गा रहे हैं क्योंकि उनको और कुछ आता नहीं है. जवाहरलाल के टाइम हो या राहुल गांधी का टाइम हो, बातें वही थी. अरे गरीब, तुमको गरीब हो, तुम गरीब हो, तुम गरीब हो. जवाहरलाल भी यही कहते कहते अपना चले गए. राहुल गांधी भी आज 5 पीढ़ी हो गई, वो भी यही कह रहे हैं, आप गरीब हो, आप गरीब हो. अरे भाई, आपने कांग्रेस से खुद राज किया, क्या कर दिया? 50 साल तो आपका ही राज था, क्यों नहीं गरीबी मिटाई? क्यों गांधी परिवार का महिमा मंडन होता रहा? क्यों गांधी परिवार के इर्द गिर्द राजनीति भारत की घूमती रही? कभी मोतीलाल, कभी जवाहरलाल, कभी इंदिरा गांधी, संजय गांधी, राजीव गांधी, ये सोनिया गांधी. तो ये क्यों करते रहे? तो कांग्रेस जब तक रहेगी वो यही कहती रहेगी, आप गरीब हो, आप गरीब हो, गरीब हो, मैं आपका नेता हूँ, मैं जवाहरलाल हूँ, मैं इंदिरा हूँ, मैं राजीव हूँ, मैं संजय हूँ, मैं राहुल हूँ, मैं सोनिया हूँ, मैं आपका नेता हूँ, आप गरीब हो. ये ही कांग्रेस की चाल है.
अगर ऐसी बात है अभिषेक मिश्रा जी, जो आपको भी दिख रहा है, हमको भी दिख रहा है, बाकी सबको भी दिख रहा है,
भारत आगे बढ़ेगा और सभी भारतवासी आगे बढ़ेंगे.
लेकिन आप ये बताएं कि अभी जो 5 राज्यों में जो अभी चुनाव हो रहा है, तो उसमें ऐसी फीलिंग क्यों आ रही है? कई जगह पर, ज्यादातर जगह पर ये आ रहा है कि कांग्रेस आगे है, कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी को बहुत मुश्किल होगी जीतना. सर बताएं.
देखिए, आगे पीछे तो वो तो रिजल्ट के दिन पता चलेगा. कैंपेन को तो रिस्पांस बहुत अच्छा मिल रहा है, जनता का हमें समर्थन प्राप्त है, और हमारे पास जो है सबसे कैपेबल और पॉपुलर लीडर है मोदी जी, और सबसे इंडिया में जो मोस्ट एस्ट्यूट पॉलिटिशियन अमित शाह जी हैं. तो इसके लिए मैं मानता हूँ कि भाजपा की सरकार बनेगी. और ये जो हवाएं कांग्रेस फैला रही है, ये तो असत्य की हवा है. कांग्रेस पार्टी देखिए पुरानी पार्टी है, वो लोग पे छलावा जानती है. तो आप इसे पत्रकार के माइंड में छल कर दिया कि हम जीत रहे हैं. ये कांग्रेस पार्टी की महारत, इतने साल से राज किया है, वो जानते हैं झूठ फैलाना. उनके लोग बैठे हैं ना हर जगह झूठ फैलाने के.
तो मिस्टर मोदी, अमित शाह, जेपी नड्डा जी, कोई भी प्लेटफॉर्म हो, दे आर नॉट स्केयर्ड टू टॉक अबाउट. कल जैसे कृष्ण जन्मभूमि के बात किए, राम मंदिर के बात करना, अमित शाह, जेपी नड्डा, एंड एवरी प्लेटफॉर्म अक्रॉस ऑल द 4 states with the campaign, they have been telling you not only that. 22 January Jan 2024, अमित शाह जी आगे जाकर मुहूर्त भी बताते हैं। मुहूर्त सुनिए, आप लोग नोट कीजिए, 12:22 को रामलला प्राण प्रतिष्ठान। They are not afraid. Their BJP is not afraid to talk about these plans, about the temples, Ram Mandir, Krishna Janmabhoomi. और आगे जाके ये भी लोगों को कहते हैं कि मोदी जी ने ही इसका भूमि पूजन किया था 5th of August 2019. Now this is the language that is being used. Now never before. आगे जाके अमित शाह जी कह रहे हैं कि for 70 years the Congress has been opposing the plans of Ram Mandir. Now how much? अभी कांग्रेस को पूछेंगे, वो बोलेंगे कि बीजेपी ने थोड़ी किया, ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट का ऑर्डर था, उसको निभा रहे। How do you see it? How do you see it, अभिषेक मिश्रा जी?
देखिए, हेमंता बिस्वा शर्मा जी ने अच्छा बात बोला था कि भारत में अगर हम राम मंदिर और कृष्ण मंदिर की बात नहीं करेंगे, किसकी बात करेंगे? बाबर की करेंगे, औरंगजेब की करेंगे? तो ये तो एक व्यर्थ का डिबेट है। भारत में राम मंदिर और कृष्ण मंदिर की बात होगी ही, ये लोगों को समझ लेना चाहिए। दूसरी जो बात है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट, तो यस वी रिस्पेक्ट द वर्डिंग ऑफ सुप्रीम कोर्ट, परंतु ये भी तो सच है कि मूवमेंट और पूरा देश में कॉन्शियसनेस वो तो भाजपा और संघ परिवार के संस्थाओं ने जगाया। तो इनको भी तो भाजपा, हमारी पार्टी को और संघ के परिवार के संगठन है, उनको तो श्रेय तो मिलेगा ही। कॉन्शियसनेस तो जगाया, देश को तो इस बारे में पूरा मूवमेंट क्रिएट किया और कोर्ट ने वर्डिक्ट दिया पक्ष में। तो दोनों को, कोर्ट को भी श्रेय है और संघ और भाजपा को भी श्रेय है।
मिश्रा जी, कांग्रेस का कहना द कैंपेन इज ऑन। बोले देश में सबसे कम कीमत में अगर गैस कहीं मिलता हो, सिलेंडर मिलता हो, तो राजस्थान में मिल रहा है। राजस्थान is providing the cheapest gas cylinders for its people in Rajasthan. And जो सजा के रखा है ओल्ड पेंशन स्कीम, वुमन हेड 10,000 रुपया, गोबर 2 रुपए में खरीद रहे हैं, स्टूडेंट्स लैपटॉप, इंग्लिश मीडियम स्कूल्स, और अभी जो चिरंजीवी योजना इज एब्सोल्यूट सक्सेस बिकॉज 50 लाख का गरीबों को इंश्योरेंस। नाउ उनका कहना है, कांग्रेस का कहना है, राहुल गांधी का कहना है, प्रियंका गांधी, मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे, वी आर गिविंग यू दिस इफ नरेंद्र मोदी जी बीजेपी कम हियर, ये सब से आप वंचित रहोगे बिकॉज बीजेपी इज अगेंस्ट गरीब कल्याण योजना है। विश्वा जी,
देखिए, राजस्थान में आप एडवोकेट हैं।
बिल्कुल।
राजस्थान में 2 हफ्ते पहले एक 4 साल की छोटी बच्ची का रेप किया, किसने किया पता है आपको? पुलिस सब इंस्पेक्टर
जी।
ये है राजस्थान की सच्चाई। उसके आगे आप कितना भी प्रोपेगेंडा फैलाएं, स्टॉप इट। 4 साल की बच्ची का रेप पुलिस का सब इंस्पेक्टर करता है, ये है राजस्थान। मैटर क्लोज्ड।
तो आपके मुताबिक द सेम पैटर्न विल बी रिपीटेड इन राजस्थान एज हैज बीन देयर फॉर द लास्ट 10 or 15 years, where governments have replaced each other. Congress government, BJP, Congress, that way.
Rajasthan government in which a policeman feels empowered to rape 4-year-old girls, that government of Galot will go. That's justice.
So in effect, you think you are winning Rajasthan?
Yes.
And what about Madhya Pradesh, sir?
Madhya Pradesh, we are already in power, we will retain power.
So you will retain power?
Yes.
And in Chhattisgarh, sir?
Chhattisgarh, we have done a very good campaign, spirited campaign. It's an equal fight. People are looking with hope towards us.
And Telangana, you seem to be trailing in Telangana.
Telangana, we are doing our best. We are doing our best. We are doing our best as a political party to win people's confidence.
Is there a possibility that, say, after the elections, there may be a coalition between KCR's BRS and the BJP? Is there a possibility?
No, Prime Minister said that KCR is very भ्रष्टाचार में लिप्त है, corrupt man. There is no hope. BJP on its own is a capable party, strong party.
लेकिन यहाँ तो बातचीत चल रही है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी के बिना, जो बीजेपी की अंदरूनी बातचीत चल रही है कि बीजेपी के बिना तेलंगाना में सरकार नहीं बनती है, ऐसी बातचीत चल रही है।
We are fighting to form government on our own. Right now, alliances are not even in consideration. You have been premature.
सर, आज की तारीख में सिर्फ एक एमएलए है आपका तेलंगाना में।
तो त्रिपुरा में 3 था और फिर हमारी सरकार बन गई।
जी। और वेस्ट बंगाल में आपके 3 या 4 थे और आज की तारीख में शायद 84 के करीब हैं, 84 या 90 के करीब हैं।
जीते थे, 70 रह गए, 7 ले गए ममता जी
जी। But it's so you will do well in Telangana. That's what you say.
हैदराबाद के जो म्युनिसिपल पोस्ट में we had almost won it, so you can understand.
Yes, you did. But that was a municipal election, focused only on one city.
That the lotus symbol is has a lot of appeal to the people.
Wonderful.
अमृत काल अभिषेक मिश्रा जी, द कांग्रेस सेज अगर अमृत काल है, जो मोदी साहब कह रहे हैं कि ग्लोबल रिकॉग्निशन, द ग्रेटेस्ट एजेंसीज, ग्लोबल एजेंसीज, IMF, मूडीज, एवरीबॉडी, मॉर्गन स्टैनली टेलिंग 6.5 to 6.7% ग्रोथ, तो कांग्रेस पूछ रहे, मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे साहब पूछ रहे कि परम मित्र क्यों छोड़ के जा रहे हैं, परम मित्र गोल्डन पासपोर्ट लेके क्यों जा रहे हैं, विनोद अडानी, पंकज ओसवाल, सुरेंद्र हीरानंदानी, they say if it is Amrit Kal, why are the businessmen leaving? Do you want to reply to that?
Yes, Vasudev Kutumbakam. Indian culture, world is our family. Our members will go everywhere in the world.
But actually speaking, very frankly speaking, that's a very unfair criticism, very frankly. That's my opinion anyway. I know Pradeep ji will disagree with me, or perhaps he won't, I don't know. Because even in the United States, as I said yesterday, you have multi-billionaires who are citizens of various tax havens. You know, you become a citizen of Liechtenstein, you become a citizen of Luxembourg, you become a citizen of Monaco and stuff like that, only because of tax purposes. But your business continues in the USA as well as elsewhere. That doesn't mean that the US economy is collapsing. So if Indians have become powerful enough actually to be able to acquire golden passports in the European Union, I think that's a good thing. It is not as if they are winding up their businesses and going abroad. Mr. Abhishek Mishra.
मैंने जवाब दे दिया ना एक शब्द में, वसुदेव कुटुंबकम. World is our family.
Yeah, I thought you would say the world is our oyster, and we're going to eat it. That's wonderful.
Family.
Today,
I love the terminology. You know, family. That's it. Good.
You know, Uddhav Thackeray ji is making ways to come back and join, have an alliance with the BJP. This is some kind of things that have been floating out in the political circles. You have any information कि उद्धव ठाकरे जी सचमुच यही चाहता है कि probably wants to patch up with the BJP before the elections? How do you see that, Mishra ji? Have you got some whispers coming on?
I don't know anything. Only on this matter, Bhawan Kuleji, our state president, or Devendra Fadnavis ji, leader of our party in Maharashtra. Only these two can comment. I cannot comment.
I think Mr. Rane Jr. said that.
yes.
But then he says a lot of things. You can't really control him. That's fine. And the other thing also is, by January, I think, in 2024, India will genuinely become a $4 trillion economy. The GDP will, I think, possibly cross $4 trillion at that time. We are very close. I think the news of the Indian economy being a 4 trillion economy was somewhat premature. It will just take another couple of months. So, which means by the end of 2024 or beginning of 2025, India would have overtaken Germany as the 4th largest economy in the world. Isn't that wonderful? That's wonderful news, right? Abhishek Mishra ji?
See, India as a country of 1.4 billion, and because China also 1.4 billion. So if China is today 18 to 20 trillion dollars, we should catch up very fast. So reaching 5 is important, reaching 10 is important, because we and China are the same population, and they are 18 trillion dollars, and we are not yet 4. So imagine the gap, and that gap, then that gap translates into military, economic, diplomatic, all kind of strengths. So that's why we have to catch up. For us, it's not a question of, it's welcome. It is our necessity. It is a strategic necessity. Otherwise, same population, if one population of the same 1.4 billion country is 18 trillion and same 1.4 is 3 trillion, it is, we have to catch up fast to China.
Right. At the moment, we are at about 1.42 billion people, which is fantastic. 142 करोड़ की आज की तारीख में हिंदुस्तान की आबादी है. लेकिन सर यहाँ पर जो ये सवाल मैंने कल भी पूछा था, आज दोबारा पूछ रहा हूँ आपसे. I would like your take on this. When will the per capita income go up? The genuine income of people, when will that go up? We know India will become a $5 trillion economy, we'll become a $10 trillion economy, we'll even become a $25 trillion economy. So when will our people start getting the benefits of this huge growth? Abhishek Mishra ji.
The per capita income, I think there's a problem in living over-emphasis on that, because see, when I was doing my MBA in London, so even if you morning breakfast would take a croissant, it would cost £3. Okay, so that is in Indian rupees almost 325 rupees. Okay, for one small croissant. Okay. An Indian man in Mumbai can have a breakfast, full breakfast of vada pav, idli, sambar, what not, in 40-50 rupees. So the Britisher, if you tell him that I have only 50 rupees to spend in the morning, he'll say, oh, you are so poor, because I have to spend £3, 325 rupees in your. But for an Indian man, 50 rupees is enough for his breakfast. A normal British breakfast costs around £8. Only croissant is £3. And other things, if you include, it costs £8 to £10. So a British breakfast normal in a university when I was studying would cost me 1,000 rupees Indian on my credit card. But in India, in 1,000 rupees, 5 friends, 10 friends can come and eat together. Lunch. Their breakfast would cost. So problem is PPP, this per capita income. Though India is shown as a low per capita income country, but in that low income, he is able to live a normal life, which the other European countries, high income, can only see. I'll be honest with you, we live in some kind of delusional world. In UK today,
yes,
they have 6 crore population, around 50 lakh are homeless. In London, I'm talking UK, they don't have food. They're shoplifting. I was shocked. Shoplifting there is an organized crime.
Yes.
And people were saying that we cannot open our energy heaters. We don't have food to eat. So they may show higher per capita income, but because the expense of everything is so high, even that income makes them poor. So this is a myth, this per capita income thing. An Indian man can survive on 300 rupees per day, whole day.
Perhaps less.
Needs at least 30 pounds, which is 3,000 rupees. So there's a even if they're 10 times ahead in per capita income, the standard of life is equal to us. Yeah. Or lower than us sometimes. Lower than us sometimes.
There is a major food crisis in the UK at the moment, on that there is no doubt. And there's a major heating crisis in the UK. People are not able to pay their energy bills. It's like terrible, absolutely. So would you say that purchasing power parity would be a far better index to look at?
Yes, I agree.
So in terms of purchasing power parity, India stands at number 3 already.
Yes.
And very shortly going to number 2.
Yes, that is the right indicator.
So why don't we talk more about that? Because why do we stick to the traditional economics of talking about GDP, per capita income and so on and so forth, which is what most of these left liberal economists, they invariably come up with this great theory of how India is still a third world country and needs to go around with a begging bowl. Abhishek Mishra ji.
But they are stuck in the textbooks, not in practical example. I saw, whenever I traveled abroad, I saw with my own eyes.
Yes.
I saw the British conditions were worse than us in most of the places. The people are very poor. If our Indian students stop going abroad to study, 25% of the economy will further collapse. There is only $1 trillion economy.
Absolutely true.
You want to talk about the Panch Pran Sankalp, Narendra Modi ji, Amrut Kal. He says this Panch Pran Sankalp is going to uplift the country. जो विकसित भारत के सपने, गुलामी के सोच से दूर, विरासत पर गर्व करना. Now how do you see equate this with current Modi ji का जो worldwide upliftment of the country?
Modi ji has already uplifted the country. It's not in the future, it's in the present. Already the country is uplifted. We are already a respected global power. It has happened. Modi ji has succeeded.
And in terms of the manner in which the economy has recovered after the COVID lockdown, that has been fantastic, by the way. I hope people remember that when they vote, as the voting is going on in the 5 states. We'll know, of course, very, very shortly. Today, of course, is just the 24th of November. By the 3rd of December, we'll have the results. Abhishek Mishra ji, I hope you'll be here to analyze the results with us.
Okay.
That'll be wonderful. and we will talk about who's winning and who is not. Really and truly wonderful. Thank you very much, Abhishek Mishra ji, for joining us. Great pleasure as always. और एक बार फिर आपको तुलसी विवाह की बहुत 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 शुभकामनाएं. Thank you.
प्रणाम प्रणाम.
Mr. Abhishek Mishra, I think he got bored towards the end, isn't he? He seemed to be bored. Anyway.
Probably had a heavy day today and
Maybe. He always has a very heavy social day every day. And at the moment with us from the Congress